Sorry,
Hey,
this
ladies and
content isn't
gentlemen,
available.
welcome to Big Dog Wrestling here on Pillar to Post. I'm your host, Pete Wall, as always, the founder of Big Dog Wrestling. Now, we've got a special edition of Unleashed
Oh,
tonight,
yeah.
or I should say for you tomorrow. This is going to go up about 3 hours before the pay-per-view begins, known as Bloodsport. And we're going to have the entire crew of Kindred joining us right here on Unleashed. Now, I'm going to bring them on and get this show moving along because we've got a lot to discuss. I want to know everything about Kindred, what's their plans, what they're going to do here in Big Dog Wrestling, and what we can expect from each member going forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Kindred. How's it going, guys? And gals.
I'm great.
What the fuck's up?
Hey, y'all.
Good evening.
There we go. It sounds like we've got everyone there. Now, you guys, Wrestling Mama kind of gave me the rundown of the formation of Kindred. But I really didn't get too much in depth about it, how it went down, what was the total goal. And I'm not talking just for Wrestler Unstoppable, but here in Big Dog Wrestling on Pillar to Post as well. So, who wants to jump to the foreground here and unleash a little bit of what Kindred is really about?
Well, very simple. We are a family. Excuse me. We are a family in everything we do. We travel together. We train together. And the overall goal is simple, to be the best.
Now, how did this go about? How did the formation begin, actually? Because you guys weren't all on the same page before in Wrestler Unstoppable, were you?
Several of us were in a different faction. That we won't go into that, but bad things happen. When that kind of fell apart, a bunch of us said, those of us who are still looking at each other as family, we don't want to go our separate ways. We want to do something differently than we've done before. And we started talking to some people that weren't part of that other faction, and we all kind of came to the same conclusion that yeah, we're all strong by ourselves, but together we're unstoppable. And like my partner said, we are a family, and which at all times means that if you come at one of us, you come at all of us, because we all have each other's back.
And we all know that family doesn't just mean blood, because it's the guy that stands beside you in the very end that will actually stand beside you and bleed for you that shows how much family is outside of just being blood. Now, the Brotherhood's very similar. Devilish and his crew from Hell say they are exactly the same way. What sets you apart? What sets Kindred apart from all the other factions that you guys have seen in Wrestler Unstoppable as in Big Dog Wrestling?
That's simple. One word. Skill.
Skill.
We are better in that ring than anyone. And we prove it on the nightly basis.
Now, Fred Starr was the very first one of you guys from Kindred to actually capture gold, I believe, here in Big Dog Wrestling. How did it feel losing the title and then getting switched over to Warfare?
Well, it was awesome winning the title. I know that. I come out of that, I think it was a Royal Rumble.
Yes, it was.
And I was excited about that, just being in the Rumble itself. And when I won it, I was like, okay, cool. And when I lost the title, it's going to suck when you lose the title. But I wanted to be with Kindred, so
to me, that right there, I'm going to point that out. That right there goes to the level of commitment we all have to each other. This man gave up a prestigious title to come be with his family on a different show. I think that speaks volumes.
It does, and he's had a great start on Warfare, and he cashed in his rematch clause, and he'll be facing the Big Dog champion, which is known as Canadian Enforcer at the moment. He's been standing strong as champion. I've thrown a lot of crap at this man, and he's pulled through every single match. So what makes Fred Starr think that he's going to be the man that's going to be able to actually conquer the very first Big Dog champion?
Well, I'm kind of a unique wrestler. I'm rather small. So I got size going for me. If he's a huge man, he's going to have trouble trying to catch me. I'm powerful. I don't back down. Once I set my mind to it, I'm going to basically take his title. That's what it's going to come down to.
Well, I'm waiting for that guy to finally be able to do the job that I've put everyone else up against and towards Canadian Enforcers. So you know what? I'm not, I should say I'm not biased at all. I should say I'm very biased. I'm not a big Canadian Enforcer fan. I never have been. Me and him go way back. So I do wish you the best of luck in your match this weekend. It's going to be a big one. And after that match, you have another match against the other heavyweight champions from the other two brands. So you'll be going for, if you win, you'll be going for the undisputed Big Dog title as well.
Oh, wow. That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to kind of touch on something that Fred just said there, because it's true. You know, if you look around, most of the men in Kindred are large men, and
Exactly.
by stature, I mean, Fred is by far much smaller than the rest of us. But I got to tell you, when we all go to the gym, we work out. Like, I am constantly amazed. Like, he hangs and bangs with the rest of us. Like, it's like we don't take weight off for him. And has more muscles stacked in that frame than I just don't understand how he does it. Like, you wouldn't know what to think of him, but he can lift what I can lift. I've watched him take. You just watched me last week put a 400-pound man over my head and drop him on his head. And I've watched
I can explain it. I can explain it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, man.
Welcome, True.
It's the truth. What's going on? I can explain it. Fred Starr is like Steph Curry. He's not the biggest dude in the world, but you leave him open, he's going to shoot your lights out. You give him that open, he's going to beat your ass. That's just how it's going to happen. And you know what, Kindred? Like the Golden State Warriors of the W and Big Dog, we just get shit done. A like-minded collection of assholes that beat ass every day, all day. That's what we do.
Oh, it's very good to hear, bro. Now, Wrestling Mama also has a big match, because if she wins, she'll be in the same kind of style of match as Fred Starr is against Canadian Enforcer. If she can take out the women's champion on Warfare, which is Shockwave, she will be going on to the undisputed women's title as well, and facing off against two other females from the other brands. Now, Wrestling Mama, you and Shockwave go way, way back to FBW days. And
Yes.
there was an old friendship there. Has that friendship exploded, or is this all about business and taking care of Kindred and what they want?
Basically, when we are not in the ring and we're not fighting, we are still friends. But once we get in that ring, it's business.
You hear the glass, that's your ass. That's how the old saying goes. And you step into the yard, you better be ready to bite back. And Shockwave is going to put on a fight. I want to see that match because I'm really curious as to see who's going to take the victory there. I want to see who's going to be the first woman and the first guy to take on that undisputed title, because that is only defended once a month at every pay-per-view. And you're going to have a lot of people gunning for you. You've got a lot of talented women as well as men on each show. And you could end up being having to face, say, Bubs, your tag team partner, at the next pay-per-view for that title.
Yeah. And same thing. Even though we're both Kindred, it's the same with all of us Kindred. Once we step into that ring, it's business. I mean, I had to face my own brother in a match not too long ago, so
And you did it with class and with all the fight in the world, right?
Yep.
Now, let's see what else we got here. We've got huge tag team competition as well, and we're going to be having every single tag team division on each roster in a title match. And we've got, let's see. Oh, wait a second. Before we get there, I want to talk to Mordred Nightwalker.
What's up?
How's it going, Mordred?
Oh, doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I was going to go straight in the tag teams, but I forgot about you. You've got a title shot this weekend.
Oh?
Yes. You will be facing the Blood Grinder for the U.S. Championship title. Somebody sounds very fucking pleased tonight.
Yeah, I got 2 fucking words for you. Boots and blood.
Boots, blood, and ass, right?
Ooh, two more words for you. Fresh meat.
There we go. Now, I gave you this match because, frankly, you haven't really had a singles competition match as of yet. I believe I gave you one when you first came in, and you've been working hard with Apex, your tag team partner known as the Immortal Griffith. So you guys have been undefeated since you came in. You guys have been whooping ass on Fantasy Night. I figured for your debut match in a singles competition, very much like Canadian Forcer, the Blood Grinder has taken all oncomers and put his title on the line week in, week out, defended it like a champion should. But
Sorry.
he's got to face you this weekend. And I don't know, man. I see a lot of talent in Apex alone. And then
There's a reason we're called Apex.
Exactly. There is a good reason why you guys are called Apex. And you guys are at the pinnacle of the fight crew, especially in tag team divisions. You guys whooped my bros, Sin as well as Thunderchops this past weekend. And before that, you guys actually took out the tag team champions. So you guys are on quite the roll. I figured here's a reward for Mordred. Take on the Blood Grinder. What makes you think you're going to be able to take this guy out? Unlike anyone else has ever been able to do.
I mean, it's simple. Like I said, he has been on a great roll, and I'll give him credit for that. I will give him that. And that's where the credit ends.
It's very magnanimous of you, partner.
I know, but I'm in a good mood. I just found out I got a title match. I'm in a good mood.
Fair enough.
Can we just pause for just a moment here? Judgment is asking if his mic is working. Can Judgment say something so we can hear him?
Oh, I need help.
You're not even lighting up, partner.
Yeah, no. No, but it is going to be a big match. Now, these are our mid-card titles. It is the Canadian Championship that will be contested between Tyler Black and Buckshot. But you're on Warfare, so you're going to be taking on Blood Grinder. And we've got Hunter Breeden versus Stubby as well. Now, we're not doing the mid-card titles like we are the heavyweight as well as the women's heavyweight. I always viewed the women's title should always be equal to the men's heavyweight. Because, frankly, we've got a big enough division of women to work it that way. And I always found every other company underutilizes their women. They underappreciate them. Big Dog Wrestling, we want to show the women they are just as valued as our top wrestlers are. And I'm hoping I've done that as well. But the mid-card titles are to catapult you into that next level. So if Mordred Nightwalker can take the win here, very much in the near future, we can see him competing against like either Canadian Forcer or his opponent this weekend. And that is Fred Starr. So, what are your thoughts on how I'm trying to develop the titles? How do you see them as being prestigious as of yet, or do you want to see more developmental into that those categories?
Oh no, I definitely see it as a building block program, which I'm always a fan of. That's why I kind of the other week kind of threw my name out there saying that since he's doing an open challenge,
take it on, bro.
That it was going to be time for the grinder to meet the bastard.
Now
You know
we've got your tag team as well going up against Bishop and Bathtub. That is the Iceman, Doug Bishop, and Dwayne D. Bathtub for the Warfare Tag Team Championship match. That's going to be a hell of a battle, and you guys witnessed it yourselves. You guys were there in the match. You took on Dwayne and Doug, and you obliterated them.
I mean, as my partner already said, there's a reason we chose the name Apex. You know, you heard Bathtub say he picked his name because it was the strangest thing he could think of.
Yeah.
We picked this name because we are that.
You guys are it, and you believe in it, and therefore it works for you guys. Now,
we prove it.
Let me give you a little background. Let me give you a little background. See, we didn't come into this as a tag team. When I first broke into this business, you know, I moved around a lot. I did a bunch of things, and I played around. But I found a home in another company. Actually, a company Lord Amadeus runs. It's how I met Lord Amadeus. And when I got there, I lit the place on fire. I mean, there's no point in being humble about it. That's what I did. I lit the place on fire. I came in there and I did shit no one had ever done, or at least so I thought. But about 6 months in, I started hearing this name being associated with everything I'd done. And that name was, oh, this guy's the next Mordrin. This guy's the next Nightwalker. You know, I kept hearing that, but I had no idea who he was because he had been on a world tour at the time when I showed up, so he wasn't around. But in that time frame, I managed to capture quite a few titles, and then the biggest title in that company. And then he comes back. And I watched him do things that I had never seen anyone in that company but me do. And I was impressed, and I don't impress easily. So I reached out to him because I figured one of two things was going to happen. You got two big dogs like us walking around in that yard. One of two things is going to happen. We're going to become mortal enemies, or we're going to become the best of fucking friends.
Exactly.
And I realized it'd be stupid to make an enemy of this man because, one, he's fucking good. Two, he's exactly my type of person. Everything I saw, I was like, this is a guy that thinks the way I think, behaves the way I behave. I mean, shit. Like, he might actually be meaner than me, which is just hard to say.
Well, we know that. You're the nice one.
So we formed the reason, and part of the reason we chose the name Apex is because we had both already reached the pinnacle of the company. So us joining forces was it was an unstoppable force. And we held the tag team titles the first time we captured it for over a year before we finally lost them. And then we turned around and won them right back.
Impressive.
That's
Very impressive.
You know what? Can we get one thing straight real quick for all the meathead assholes out there? Just one thing straight, brother. This is not a collective of people who said, you see what I did there, collective? Anyway, of people here who said, well, if you can't beat them, join them. No, that's what losers do.
You guys have all proven that you are the best where you're at, and you join forces to actually make yourselves even better. And that's what I like.
Exactly. Conor McGregor style. We didn't come here to take part. We came here to take over.
And like the old saying goes, it is not bragging if you can back it up. And you guys have definitely backed it up in Big Dog already. I have no worries about your guys' future. The collective as Kindred itself. I have no doubt where each of you are heading in Big Dog Wrestling. And I say that as a promoter. Sorry about that. But it's not going to be easy for anyone. I'm not going to make it easy for anyone. I didn't give Kindred all these opportunities because I like the clique that you guys have formed. I'm not like that. You guys have been busting ass since you guys joined, and that's why you guys are getting the opportunities this weekend.
I got a question about that.
Here we go.
My partner's got a fucking title shot. I'm undefeated too. Where the fuck? I'm not the fucking window dressing over here.
Well, there are different things going down at the pay-per-view, and I needed at least one of you guys to be a little bit refreshed after your tag team match. I've got some huge plans. We're going to have some war of attrition matches, and that's going towards the stables that have formed in Big Dog Wrestling. Now, you guys could face someone like a team, say, the Brotherhood on Warfare, or quite possibly, say, Hell from Friday Fight Night. It's all what I'm deciding. But it's going to be the last team standing that will be called the strongest stable in Big Dog Wrestling. Now, there's not going to be titles awarded to that, but there is definitely bragging rights. And you know what? If you guys can knock them down like I think you can, bragging, fuck, man, that's just as good as a title.
Now, will that be all guys, or will it be guys and girls?
The women will be involved as well. Now, I have to work it a different way, so that way the women can take part in it. The biggest that you can make a match in Big Dog Wrestling is six-man tag or six-woman tag, either one. So we'll be working that route. It won't be intergender, but each win for that collective group will go towards the final decision, who is the toughest stable. And man, you guys have got quite the crew. You guys have Bubs, Mordred Nightwalker, Judgment. The list goes on and on. Actually, I'm going to let you guys list off who's all in your crew, because I don't have my list in front of me. I'm a little bit unprepared for this conversation, but you've got John the Revelator as well in there.
Yeah, we have Lord Amadeus, Judgment, the Immortal Griffith, Fred Starr, John the Revelator, Bubs, and Wrestling Mama. And Mordred Nightwalker.
And Terrell the Truth Johnson.
And Terrell the Truth Johnson.
Yes.
You always do that. You always do that.
After last night, you deserve it.
Truth, I'm the blood that she left me off.
I got it. I understand.
Now we're
to brag about. We like that. It's not like we're arrogant or nothing.
The pay-per-view is also going to be a way to bring in the tag team women's division. So we've got Bubs and Wrestling Mama, known as the Vicious Vixens, on Warfare. And the way it's going to work is the women's tag team division, they're going to be flip-flopped throughout the shows. So one night you could be facing someone on Friday Fight Night. The next night you could maybe be facing someone on Suicide Sunday. It all depends on how the matches are going, what kind of win-loss you guys are collecting. And Bubs and Wrestling Mama have been doing pretty well. Now, you guys took a loss this past weekend, but you still look pretty damn phenomenal. So I have no doubt where you guys are going. We have the problem with Shockwave and Terror Storm not working very well together, so the competition might be slim for you women out there. But you guys did take a loss to the Killer Dolls. How does that feel, and how does that sit with you women?
Are you sure? Because I thought we won that, and then we lost on the fantasy.
Really? Oh, let me check my papers.
We lost on the fantasy, yeah.
Yes, it was the fantasy booking. Yes, it was. I do apologize. I made you feel less than what you were.
Because the Vicious Vixens, we are, Mama and I, we're tough, we're tight, and, we know each other's moves, and we're ready to get out there, and, we've already gave the women's division a taste of what we can do, and, as the tag team, we're like, we're the female Apex.
Now, I
never won.
I'd give him that.
What I need to hold on about is I want to give credit to everyone else in Kindred, because Bubs just said the phrase "we're tight" and we gave everyone a taste, and no one laughed.
True.
Well, I did. Judgment's not here. Remember, he's not here.
Hey, I'm here.
He's
here. Back. But no, as you mentioned with the women's team there, you've got the number one contender for the women's championship at the pay-per-view, teaming up with the next number one contender after the pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Where did you think this was going to go?
Well, you know what? Things happen, and I like that idea that you guys can stick together and still have that competitive spirit with each other and hold to the values of what you guys built the stable around. So that's why I don't really mind that you guys are, I shouldn't say guys, the women might be facing each other after the pay-per-view for that women's title. The Vicious Vixens, like Bubs, I stated right on the last show, if she took her win that night, she would be classified as the next in line for that women's title on Warfare. So Mama just might have to face her sister in the war to claim that title. And I didn't do that to kind of try and lend some dissent in your rankings. I knew better than that. I just want to see competitive wrestling. And right now on Warfare, Bubs and Mama have actually shown, besides the women's champ, have shown that they are the toughest women on Big Dog Wrestling. So what better way than to see them fight it out for that women's title,
Oh, I've loved watching them compete.
The thing about it is when it happens, it's gonna happen. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna fight, we're gonna put on a great show for Big Dog Wrestling and for the fans, and when it's over, we're still going to go back, whichever one won. We're still going to go backstage, smack each other on the back, have a beer, and then have a fucking party afterwards.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. Now, we do have a few newcomers to the show. We've got the biggest draw, I believe. Now, you guys might not consider that. Mithras. Mithras has joined Big Dog Wrestling, and he will be joining you guys on Warfare. Now, does that put any kind of blockage in your guys' path to be taking all the gold in Warfare? He is known as the machine.
Pete, allow me. Let me answer this one, because do you not understand? We have all the bases covered. Kindred has all the bases covered. We have the most dominant tag team in history, Apex. Together or separate, they are dominant. They are going to take everyone. They're going to destroy everyone in their path. You got Fred Starr. You've got Terrell, the motherfucking Truth Johnson. You have Mama, the Amazon, who is going to take Shockwave's title at the pay-per-view. Bubs, the sweetheart redneck, who will tear into anybody. And oh my goodness! And together, the Vicious Vixens, they're going to win gold easily. And then you have Judgment, the king of unpredictability. You never know what he's going to do from one moment to the next. And then you have me, the Lord of Saturday Night, Lord Amadeus, who at any given moment can take a title like that. I almost did it on my first night here.
Exactly, you did. Came very close.
Almost. And let me tell you something, Morgan, you aren't going to have a problem with that walking Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in Blunt Grind. Okay?
Awesome.
You are going to be U.S. champion. I'll mark that down right now, because I walked in, came within an inch of beating him, and I was jet lagged. All right? I was jet lagged. I had
There's a reason to call him the showman of Kindred.
But at anywho, Kindred has.
I do happen to like Lord Amadeus' style. Comes down to the ring, one of the most expensive suits you can see a man wear, and he'll strip right down to his britches in front of the entire audience assembled at the arena. Switch into his wrestling clothes, and he gets ready for a fight right in front of everyone. Fuck a locker room. This man has got style beyond style. I do enjoy it.
Oh, Pete, you have no idea. I live to entertain the masses. I am the Chris Jericho of Big Dog Wrestling. I've got it all.
Now, I do have one thing to ask you, because you do call yourself Lord Amadeus, the Lord of Saturday Night. How does it feel that there's a guy that claims, and rightfully so, that he is the king of Big Dog Wrestling? And I'm not just talking on Friday Fight Night. I'm talking the entire collective unit of Big Dog Wrestling. How does that make a guy like you feel?
Would you be
Who's dumb enough
referring
to say that?
Would you be referring to Crypto and his People's Court?
Yes, I am.
Or as I would call, actually, what we should refer to as the food court, because when Kindred walks in, we will be eating them all for dinner.
Now, I do love that style, man. I do. That was a good way to bring that up. Because a week, actually I should say 2 weeks following this pay-per-view, there will be some fights going down to see who's going to be in the next King of Big Dog Wrestling tournament, and also for the Queens. So, what happens is the winner of the next tournament will go on to face Crypto Zoo Mahler and see if they can unthrone him.
Very interesting.
Yes. So that will be going down every month. The king, or so-called king, because frankly I don't bend a knee to nobody, but he's going to have to defend it, and there's going to be some stiff competition coming his way. And you guys have another guy in your crew, John the Revelator, who's also been very impressive as of late in fantasy matches, as well as his matches on Warfare. So how's John the Revelator doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
There's that deep baritone voice of his. Ladies and gentlemen, this is John the Revelator. Now, what are your intentions? I know you've kind of been stuck back and forth. You've taken a couple losses. You've gained a couple more wins back. What are your expectations? Is it just to beat people up, or do you want to elevate yourself to that next level?
It's kind of a little bit of both. I want to beat people up, and I want to take the gold.
I do like that style. I like the smash mouth in your face of the crew here in Kindred. Now, where do you see yourself standing right now in Big Dog Wrestling, and where is it that you want to be? Do you want to be that guy that is just seen as the next big thing and thrust into the spotlight, or do you want to see yourself as that guy that takes all the gold one by one and makes everyone look like the tiny person they are compared to what you are in that ring?
Well, I'll go with that last one there, except for my Kindred family.
So who is John the Revelator anyway? Because I've known you from the past, but I've never really spoke to you. This is the first time I've actually spoken with you. Who is John the Revelator? I know you are married to Bubs, but being married to someone doesn't make you who you are. So who is John?
I am basically the quiet type that loves to kick ass.
So you come in, ride your hog, whoop some ass, leave the same way you walked in, a grin on your face for a job well done, and call it a night, have some brews with the boys, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Wow, there you go.
John,
Go ahead.
Look,
Yes, you
John's
may
a quiet guy, and he's actually pretty humble, which is sort of rare for Kindred. He's not going to blow the horn too hard, but let me throw something out there for you. I don't know how he perceives himself, but I'll tell you how I perceive him. I look at John the Revelator as the enforcer of Kindred. That man, he is slow to burn, but once you get him there, he will hurt you. He will hurt you. He will not say boo before doing it. This is a man who, when I first met him, he walked into a company we were in together. He came in, basically said, "I am here to kick everyone's ass, and I don't want to start at the bottom." And he called me out, and I was the champ at the time. And I took the match, and he beat me. So, I mean, that man earned my respect immediately.
Well, he sounds like a very intense man. You know, that is definitely there, and when we've seen him fight in the ring, he can definitely handle himself. I've always been the type of guy that's very wary over the quiet guy in the room. Now, I talk from life experience. The quiet guy in the room is always the one that you got to really keep your eye on, because if you cross him, he's very well the guy that's going to close your mouth for good. And I don't know, when I sit in the bar, I keep my back to the corner, and I see him being the same way. Watching the bar room, making sure that anyone coming up to him, he's going to catch him before they even lay a hand on him. So I see that as a good thing in the wrestling business because you've got to watch your back every second of every day because there's always going to be someone there in line to screw you over. Not just as a collective, but as a unit. And right now, when it comes to stables inside Big Dog Wrestling, you've got a few monster stables like yourselves. There's Hell. There's the Brotherhood. Crypto's still trying to do something with crypto, Counts of Crypto, Celtic Crypto. I think that's what it is. Who right now stands to give you the most competition? And please do not stroke my ego because I help Brotherhood out every now and then. Who do you perceive as your biggest competition in the stable wars?
I'm sorry, what's that word you used?
Yeah,
what?
You stopped speaking English there for a minute, bro. Did you say? What was that word you used again?
I'm not sure.
Competition?
Yes, competition.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with that.
You guys stumped me a little bit there. So you don't perceive anyone as competition.
No.
You know,
it's a stepping stone.
Here, I'll kind of help give your program your ratings for the week after the pay-per-view a little bit of boost and show the rest of these boys how this is done. Because after I take
wait, Morton, wait. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to Big Dog Wrestling. You are about to have a masterclass in shit talking. One, the only, Morton Nightwalker. Go for it, bro.
Thank you, brother. Now, as I was saying, because after the blood grinder comes down and learns what blood truly is, and when he takes his trip on the Boots and Blood tour, as only the East Coast bastard can do, the rest of you groups out there can sit back, get a couple beers, get some tablets, get some pencils, and take notes on how this is done when I am offering to step in the ring and defend my newly won U.S. title against the immortal one Griffith the following week.
Damn. There is a statement there.
You see, Pete, the biggest competition Kindred faces is ourselves.
Nicely said, guys. Nicely said. Now,
I would like to add one thing something to your tag team vision. What if two quiet people got together and formed a tag team? Fred Starr and John the Revelator.
Yes. Now, that is a father and son combination, isn't it?
Well, he's my stepfather, yes. But yes,
nonetheless.
No, hold on. We can't have
he's
that.
He's stepfather. Hold on, he's stepfather. He can sleep with mommy, but he can't spank him. See?
Well, hey, that's the best of all worlds.
I have one problem with that tag team. One.
But I like to throw that out.
At no time is John allowed to pick you up and throw you at somebody.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good.
That's the fun part.
Now, like I said, I came on prepared tonight because this was a kind of a split decision for this interview tonight. But what is the tag team known as? Fred Starr and John the Revelator.
Guys.
Hey, quiet, guys.
Trying to figure that out, are you?
We're known as Bad Attitudes.
That's right. There we go. I just found the notes myself. Bad Attitude. And you know what? I kind of have a problem with that name because, yeah, you guys are the calm, quiet types that only get riled up when it's needed to be. But the Bad Attitudes, I don't know if it's really there for you guys.
No. No, I've traveled with them.
As John's wife and Fred's mom, trust me.
The bad attitude.
They have bad attitudes. I live with them.
The Impact here says this: CE, your days are numbered. Your title is mine, and there's not a damn thing you're going to do about it.
And I am hoping for that, brother. I definitely am. Now, I could have very easily stacked the deck against Kindred and had, say, the Brotherhood taken on all the titles, but I'm not that type of promoter. I might have a lot of ties with the Brotherhood, but as you guys know, I've got family of my own joining Big Dog Wrestling, and that is the formation of Bonded in Blood. That is Ronan, myself, as well as my little brother David. We formed a unit, and you guys are going to have to contend with us as well. So it isn't just going to be the Boss Man teaming up with, say, the Brotherhood. No, I'm cutting ties with the Brotherhood. I'm letting them roll their way. But I believe Bonded in Blood has got something there. We've got Ronan, who is undefeated as of yet. That is fantasy matches as well as Big Dog Wrestling. The little brother, he's done pretty good. 2 for 1. Not too bad. I got my ass kicked by all of them. So, if you guys think you're going to have it easy going into this pay-per-view, I promise you, and I guarantee you, that the Bonded in Blood crew will be taking it to you in a very hard way. Now, it might not go down at the pay-per-view, but there is many days ahead of us towards the next pay-per-view, and we are definitely going to be stepping in the way of Kindred to really give you guys a hard time and make you guys work for every single W you guys want.
Well, Pete, I only got one thing to say about that. If you want to get in our way, then let the walls come crumbling down.
Well said, man. I've been waiting for someone to actually use that line. Finally, we get someone that actually uses it. Thank you very much. Good spot there. Now, as you can tell, it doesn't put no fear into my soul. But I've been waiting.
I don't think he's trying to make you scared, Pete. And I'm sorry for cutting you off there, sir. But if you listen to our radio shows, you know I'm an asshole. We don't take anything easy. We talk a whole lot of shit, but we don't consider anything easy.
You don't.
The problem is but the problem is we make it look so easy that they think that's how we feel about everybody. No, you guys put your boots on and your tights on just like us.
Exactly.
You know, you've been through the shit. The problem is we train, like the Hart family, but we party like the Four Horsemen. Just saying.
Yeah. And that's the warm-up.
Some people will think us as arrogant. It's not arrogance when it's confidence and knowing we can do what we have to do in that ring to bring home what we want, which is gold and wins and still be able to go out afterwards and party like hell. Because we can do that.
Exactly.
He's so arrogant.
In other words, you're looking forward, but not too far forward that you're overlooking competition. You guys are scouting, you guys are doing your thing, and ensuring the final goal is that you guys, known as Kindred, or men and women that form Kindred, have what you want, and that's to have the whole crew on top. But I do want to address Terrell for a moment here. Now, Terrell's been struggling a little bit in Big Dog. He's been up and down with his wins and losses. And how's that sitting with him? I actually had someone come to me and say, if I don't start winning matches, I'm going to ask you to retire my character. And it's like, what? Why are you giving up that easy?
I know we have a word in Kindred that we call people like that. Most people call them quitters. We call them bitches.
Yes.
We call them bitches. No one wins all the time.
It's never going to happen.
No one wins all the time. You get a lazy ref. You get maybe John had an argument with Bubs the night before. You never know what's going to happen. But what you do know is going to happen is that we're not going to stop ever. So whoever told you that if I don't start winning, retire me and all that kind of stuff, Terrell Juve Johnson said this. Tell that person to have a slice of fuck you and a tall glass to kill themselves and get the fuck out of your company.
Well, basically what I told him is, buck up, your time is coming. You just have to have the right moment. You have to be there for the right moment. And if you're going to quit, that moment's never going to come for you.
Exactly.
Now, was it a male or a female?
It is a female. I will say that much. It was a female.
Even if it was a dude, even if it was bitch is not a gender specific term. It's
no,
definitely
used
not.
for quit.
But if she's that looking for success, I do own a chain of strip clubs. Just saying. Maybe that's a little more to her speed, since obviously winning isn't.
No, but
it's in every major city and across the Great Lakes.
You're gonna have to give her that 12 noon to 2 p.m. Hour shift there, so she can handle the old businessman. She ain't gonna be able to handle the young show.
I'm fine with that.
Pete, real quick, you've talked to everybody here just about except for one person, and I called him the king of unpredictability a little bit earlier. Judgment.
Judgment.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Chilling.
Chilling. Because you never know what he's going to do or what he's going to say, isn't it?
I'm the nice one. I'm the nice one.
The nice one? Really? Oh,
shit.
I am the nice one. I am. Not only am I Mr. RWF, but I'm going to soon become Mr. Big Dog.
Mr. Big Dog.
That's right.
I mean, we already own WEW. We're gonna take over a whole lot more places.
Well, we're gonna take over a lot more.
Now, Judgment, you've been another one. Terrell as well as yourself. You guys have both been, I don't want to say floundering, because you guys have taken victories, and some important victories, on your path towards the upper echelon of Big Dog Wrestling. So I don't want to say that you guys are complete failures. I wouldn't even dream about it. Now, you guys have had quite the success and quite the career in Wrestler Unstoppable. What is the difference, the biggest difference between what we're doing here in Big Dog Wrestling compared to what you're doing in Wrestler Unstoppable? And how could you see yourselves improving in Big Dog Wrestling?
Well, the thing with truth is, me and him are twins, first of all. So,
Jesus Christ, man!
Go check the profiles. It's true.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
We're twins, so we're going to just we're just laying back, taking our time, climbing the corporate ladder. We're in the right position at the right time. We know where we're standing.
And
when me and him
unleash the animals.
Well, me and Truth may have to talk about teaming up, and we'll be calling ourselves the Zulu Monkeys, and we will own.
Hey, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. The thing with me in Judgment is we are twins, we are brothers. We just can't remember which one of us has a skin condition. So, once we figure that out, we'll be ready to go.
True.
Sounds good, boys.
And seriously, I can tell you why Judgy's just having a little bit of problem. He doesn't have a big enough bowl of Skittles in his dressing room.
Well, I will address that. As you guys know, I'm a very cheap promoter here on YouTube.com. And I tend to drink a little bit too much with the refs because that is their form of payment. And we have a lot of issues to address with these referees. And it has somewhat costed some of you some matches with the slow counts and that. So I'm somewhat to blame for the whole ref situation. On top of that, I'm not willing to pay them money. I'll pay them in booze. But for the most part, you guys have been very successful. I want to see this weekend what you guys can do as a collective when the war of attrition begins with the stables here. And also the big title matches that you guys have coming your way. And afterwards as well, because Wrestling Mama, if you are victorious, you know that you go on to that undisputed title, and you just might have to defend your heavyweight title the following week against Bubs. What does Bubs think about that? What is her, what would Bubs' advantage be against a partner and close-knit confidant?
Well, I don't see it as I would have an advantage because we know each other so well. We work out together. We're a tag team. We travel together all the time. So I don't see there is an advantage to either one of us. It's just going to be which one of us, just outlasts the other one.
So it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl until someone just cannot get up.
Yep.
Well, I like the sounds of that. I think that's the way it should go down. I think it should be a last woman standing match.
They're being nice. They're being nice. There is a definite disadvantage. It might not be for them, it's for the rest of us, because the one who loses is going to be pissed off. There's a disadvantage.
Oh, God. Yeah, we won't get into that shit.
Well, it's not really so much of a disadvantage for most of us. It's definitely one for either my partner or John.
Yeah, definitely. Because they're going to have to hear it all night long and until, they kind of just cool their jets down a bit.
Don't you mean till like the next week?
I was trying to be nice, man,
I'm the bastard. I'm not nice.
But we're also going to have a fellow competitor joining us shortly. I'm going to have to give you guys a little bit of a break here and say thank you very much. Now, is there anything that you guys want to say before going off air?
I do. I have one thing I need to bring up. This is actually directly related to paying your referees and booze. So, being an entrepreneur, I have many businesses, and one of my latest businesses is Kindred Vines. It's a winery that I've opened up, and if you think that maybe giving them a higher quality booze might get us some better refereeing, I'm happy to donate a few cases here and there to maybe.
Well, see,
make
if you
them a
do
little more
that, though, if you're willing to give that kind of quality booze to my referees, I just might steal it on them and save it for myself and give them the watered down stuff I've been giving them from week to week.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
That I could just shoot them.
Throw in some Cubans, and I just might be a happy promoter myself.
I'll tell you what. Since I am the creator of spermicide, I will be donating a couple cases of spermicide liquid to your referees as well. Yes,
definitely that they
Wrong.
can keep.
Wrong.
It's a good energy drink. I mean, where else can you get salty and sweet in the same mixture?
And just to top it all off, I will throw in a couple of cases of Amadeus style hair gel.
Oh,
No, it makes you go straight.
There we go.
So testosterone infused, it turned Judge straight.
It's the only hair gel. It's the only hair gel that will turn the homosexual community up in an uproar.
Jesus. That's
You see,
quite
they're
potent,
nice.
man.
They're nice. They're giving the referees stuff. I won't shoot them.
You won't shoot them. There we go. Well, I
I'm
think
still-
they'll appreciate that very much.
Maybe.
Now,
I'm still gonna shoot them.
now
And they ain't
We
getting
still can't go
shot.
back to Chattanooga because of that shit. I told you, stop shooting reps.
But when they piss me off,
I do want to drop a little bombshell on you guys before you guys go off the air. I've been working very hard to create something new, something unique for Big Dog Wrestling, and I've already talked to Wrestling Mama about this. The very first Big Dog t-shirt is available shortly, but I wanted to do something for the wrestlers themselves, and that is personalized tag team t-shirts for the Vicious Vixens. That will be the first Big Dog tag team t-shirt coming out. So what do Vicious Vixens think about them having their own very own personalized t-shirt coming out?
I think that's awesome.
freaking awesome.
Congratulations, sisters.
I want to know how you have room for all that boobage on that shirt.
I had to really talk to the guy that I get to do all the work for me. I do all the designing, but he's got to press it on the shirts. So he's got something special for the women. Don't you worry.
Well, we look forward to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I can't wait.
what was that?
So can't wait.
Well, I will be unveiling the design probably in a week. And then once the t-shirt is fully designed, I will have it here on the show to show you guys. And I will let everyone know how they can purchase their very own. And we're going to be doing something special for everyone, especially the stables. Kindred, I think I got a pretty cool looking idea for what I would like to see for a t-shirt for them. But I'll be talking with you guys about that as well because I want to make this a collaborative effort.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I took a look at that design that you guys did for the Vicious Vixens, and now I couldn't go with that because there is copyright laws that prohibit that. But I came up with an alternative. I think it looks pretty damn excellent. It's got Bubs' attitude in there. She's holding a shotgun, or I should say machine gun. And very sexy pose from Wrestling Mama going to be on there as well. So I think she'll love it. I think Bubs will love it as well.
Awesome.
So I want to thank each and every one of you guys and women for joining me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kindred. And you are watching Big Dog Wrestling Unleashed from Team 7th Circle. So you
Never
guys
won.
Never won.
Never won.
Never won.
Never won.
Never won is their catchphrase, I guess I should call it, or motto.
Motto.
Okay.
Lotto.
You guys have an excellent night. Thank
I
you
want
for
our
joining me
tomatoes.
here on Unleashed, and we'll catch you on the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Whoops.
See you there.
Oh, definitely.
See you there, Pete.
Okay, have a good night, guys.
Good
Have a
night.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not done just yet because we had Crypto Zoo Mahler on our last show, and he rubbed someone the wrong way. Just completely rubbed them the wrong way. And that is Tyler Black. So we're going to bring Tyler Black in here and going to call him right now. Tyler Black. Hello there, brother.
Hello.
How's it going, Tyler?
Hello, Pete.
How you been doing there,
Good,
brother?
Pete. Good.
Now, Tyler Black runs a podcast here on YouTube.com as well, and it's called Hit Squad Wrestling Radio. I believe that's what it's called?
Hit Squad Radio, yep.
Hit
That's what it's
Squad
called.
Radio.
Oh, Hit Squad Radio.
And he does a thing called Hit Squad Wrestling. I want to give that a shout out because he works really hard. He's very much like me, a very hard working podcaster. And he's been slowly gaining in YouTube with subscribers as well as fans. And I love seeing that for you, Tyler. But that's not why we brought you on the show, is it? Last week we had Crypto Zoo Mahler on here, and he kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Now, you guys, you had Bullies of Destruction actually join forces for, what was it, a week or two with the Counts of Celtic Crypto, I believe it was, or Crypto's Court.
Yeah, the Crypto's Court, yep.
And during an interview with you, just a minute, folks, I want to give just a little pause here. What's up? Okay. Sorry for the interruption there, folks. It was the elusive Shockwave, also known as my wife, Shannon. But you guys joined forces momentarily. I'm going to use that term, momentarily, with Crypto's Court. And during an interview with you here on Unleashed, I might have maybe involved myself in the situation a little bit by saying that I seen the Bullies of Destruction as a crew that stood on their own and would be able to see a brighter future without the Count or the King of Big Dog Wrestling. Now, did that play in a factor for your decision of leaving Crypto's Court?
No, it's not the reason. It's after he started calling Cassie and my brothers Barons and Baroness, and that's offensive to us.
There's only one name to call the Black family, and that is Bullies.
That's right. We bully people. That's what we do for a living.
Now, you have yourself in a title shot this weekend, and you're going to be you're going to be taking on none other than
Buckshot.
Yes, Buckshot for the Canadian title. Now, where do you see your chances going forward in this match? Do you see yourself blowing past the champ, or do you see him actually putting up a good fight against you and really working it down to the bone to see who actually is the rightful and true Canadian champion on Friday Fight Night?
I think it's going to be a good match between me and Buckshot. It's going to be a great match. And I'm not looking past Buckshot by any means. I've seen the success of Buckshot. He is successful, no doubt.
You also
I'm not looking past him.
You also have Crypto's Court on your mind as well. So is that going to be a distraction for you?
No. I'll deal with him later. My focus right now is the Canadian champion, to become the Canadian champion, and then potentially become the YouTube champion. That's my goals. Crypto, I'll deal with him later. But right now, I'm focused on the Canadian title, and then looking forward to potentially becoming the YouTube heavyweight champion.
So your goal is to capture the Canadian title and then worry about Crypto, and then go forward and take out the Big Dog champion. Or I should say, not the Big Dog champion, the YouTube champion.
Yep. Those are my goals at the moment. Yep. I got my two brothers. I got my brothers who pinned Crypto 1, 2, 3. And now my brother is portrayed to call himself King Bully Dominator Dylan.
Now, you're looking forward to seeing your brothers in singles action soon as well.
Oh, yeah.
But Cassie's also got her title shot against the women's champ.
Yes, she does.
I like your brothers right now as a tag team. I don't see them as singles competitors just yet. We've got a very hungry tag team division. And if we take
we do.
If we take the tag team that is Josh and Dylan and separate them, it kind of takes away from the devastation that they can cause in the tag team division. So for the time being,
I totally agree with that. Totally.
So for the time being, we're going to keep them in the tag team division. They're great fighters. They took a hard loss in that #1 contenders title match against Devilish and his partner, known as the Death Dealers, Mil Muertes and Devilish. But there is still a lot of room for them to make a big comeback. And also, you've got Cassie going for the women's title as well. That's going to not be a knockdown, drag-out fight, because she's got to take on Shell Kneebreaker, a now member of the Death Row crew.
Yep, she is a member of that group.
Yes.
And they are a dominant group just like we are. They're just as dominant as we are.
Now, what's Cassie's chances? Because I'm talking to you, because you managed Cassie as well. I'm talking to you about her chances. What do you see her being able to do against a phenom, an Amazon such as Shell Kneebreaker has proven to be?
Well, Shell Kneebreaker, she's been successful. No, I give her props. But so is Cassie. Look at Cassie.
Yes, her record is phenomenal.
Her
record is phenomenal. That is for damn sure. Now
Cassie's yet to be pinned yet as well. And look at that Iron Woman match she had with Gina Agla. 4-0 sweep.
Yep, definitely.
That's got to be impressive.
It was very impressive. Matter of fact, it was. Now, if Cassie ends up winning her match against Shell Kneebreaker and becomes the Friday Fight Night Women's Champion, she will be involved in that triple threat match, which will be contested in a TLC stipulation for the undisputed women's heavy or world champion of Big Dog Wrestling. And she's got either Wrestling Mama or Shockwave to contend against. as well as Jan Banjavi or Doll Baby, whichever one of those two are successful in their matches. So stiff and tough competition coming her way. Can she handle it?
I think Cassie can. I believe Cassie can handle anything. She's like Shawn Michaels. That's
Yes,
her idol.
She's
like Shawn Michaels.
Yes, Shawn Michaels is her idol, and she has trained very hard to fight very similar to Shawn Michaels inside the ring. But I'm told there is an unveiling coming at the pay-per-view. Cassie's kind of got a new look coming her way. I'm not going to leak any of that information, but I've seen the outfits. I've seen the new hairstyle coming her way. But I haven't seen the full extent of it. So I'm very interested in see how Cassie Black is going to be coming out for her title match. And I believe it's going to shock the locker room.
Yeah, it's going to shock the locker room, all right. Oh, yeah.
Now, I had my guests earlier on. They are called Kindred. They are the largest faction right now that have entered Big Dog Wrestling on YouTube.com. And they are, I believe, one of the biggest in Wrestler Unstoppable as well.
Okay.
Now, they said they don't perceive anyone as competition except for themselves. They are their only competition. But at the pay-per-view, they could very likely be facing Bullies of Destruction, Hell, Brotherhood, or even the Death Row Crew. Where do you see them standing against the Bullies of Destruction?
Well, if they're claiming that their only competition is themselves, they need to worry about us, the Bullies of Destruction. Because they need to worry about us. Them calling themselves that they're the only competition, I don't think so.
So
they need to worry. They need to worry about us. Like you said, they need to worry about Hell. They need to worry about us other groups.
And at the pay-per-view, it could very likely be that the Bullies of Destruction could find themselves in a fight against Kindred or the other factions I've talked about, because we've got the bonded what did I call them? Bonded by Blood, which is the Wall family. That is myself. That is my brother Dave, and that is my brother Ben, who you guys know as Ronin.
Yep.
You have that crew. Then you have the Brotherhood, who is also a pretty big faction. We've got Tara Storm. We've got her husband Thunder Chops. We've got Shockwave, Mordecai, also the Nightmare in Big Dog Wrestling, Sin. So you've got quite the collective there as well. There's a lot of competition to go around.
Remember, Pete, I do got that victory over Sin.
Yes, you did. Very impressive victory, I might add.
It was impressive.
Now, like I said, I'm not going to do this so it's easy on anyone. I'm not going to give anything to anyone. Everyone's got to earn their spot. Everyone's got to earn their keep. And you guys, the Black family, has done just that. How did it make you feel to see your brothers come up that short against the Death Dealers? That is Devilish and Mil Muertes.
They gave them a battle, but they just came up a little short. And you know, my brothers, they'll get back up and do it again.
So they basically already have picked themselves up, dusted their selves off, ready for another fight.
That's right. We just get back at it, get back in the gym, work out, get back at it, and
now
go back at it.
Looking past the pay-per-view, be it that you're successful or not, even if Cassie is successful or not, you want Crypto's Court in a bad way.
That's right.
Now, are we going to see an actual full-on faction war between you two? Or is this a more personal thing between Tyler Black and Crypto Zoo Muller.
Well, he does have 2 victories over me, and I feel that it possibly could turn into a faction war to prove that who's the most dominant faction.
Well,
Is it Bullies of Destruction or is it Crypto's Court?
I have no doubt that the Bullies of Destruction can handle themselves. I have no doubt about it. But, like I said, there's so many teams out there that could really kick someone's ass. And we have the women's tag team division starting up very shortly. And that's actually starting at the pay-per-view as well. We're going to include so much. This is going to be a 3-day event. And it is called Bloodsport. So, we've got all the titles on the line. Plus, we've got our undisputed titles to fight for. Which you and Cassie could both find yourselves in. Oh, no, not you. You were in the mid-card fight. But Cassie could find herself in the undisputed title.
But Cassie
match.
could.
And, you know, we've got... I'm going to say this. We are going to have our very first Royal Rumble. Now, I wanted the very first Royal Rumble to be for the women, but by God, what a disappointment. I had to be talked down by, I'm going to say people that were more concerned about the women than I was. I want to see women be able to kick their ass, kick each other's asses, throw them over the top rope, what have you. But I was talked down and told it's not allowed. If it goes forward, I will be fined. Which really blows because Big Dog likes to push the boundaries. And it would have been spectacular.
Who's gonna fine you? It's your company.
Well,
who's gonna fine you?
I don't have to just contend with my own people. I've also got to take in factors that I hate saying this name on Big Dog Radio. But I've got to deal with a guy called Vince McMahon and his WWE 2K17. So, we all know where Big Dog takes place. It takes place inside WWE 2K17. And they have certain rules and restrictions for our women. You can't have them in a Royal Rumble because that would be a bad thing. You can't harm your women that way. But I look at it this way. If it's all women kicking the crap out of each other, it's all a good thing. So what are your thoughts on Cassie will not be able to compete in a Royal Rumble? Tyler Black.
That's all right.
Tyler Black, what are your thoughts that Cassie will not be able to compete in a Royal Rumble?
I think it's bull crap because if Vince McMahon wants to be a dumbass like he is a dumbass, and I buried his ass last night in Hell in a Cell, I think it's BS. I think the women should have the right to be in a Rumble match.
I do as well. I really do. But until 2K18 comes around or what have you, we won't be able to do these type of matches. Who knows if we'll even be able to do them in 2K18. I think this should be allowed. But we'll have to wait till then. Now, like I said, there is going to be some... there is going to be a Royal Rumble. There is going to be some surprise matches. We are going to have, quite possibly, 2 or 3 Elimination Chamber matches to crown #1 contenders following the pay-per-view. So those #1 contenders will go on to be able to challenge the champion on their brand. And it could be right after the pay-per-view, or it could be right before. So your brothers do have a chance to maybe get a shot at singles titles. You never know what goes down in Big Dog Wrestling there, bro.
No, I don't.
So
I love being surprised. That's what I love about it.
Now, as a promoter yourself, You run Hit Squad Radio. I mean wrestling, and you you started a new brand called Rapid Fire Wrestling.
Yep.
How is that going for you? And what do you see for the future of Hit Squad Wrestling?
What I see for the future is, well, tonight was a successful first episode of Rapid Fire Pro Wrestling. That was a success. It was sad that Mordecai lost to the current Dream Champion. He came up short again.
I want to say something here. In a manager kind of position role, Mordecai, a brother of mine, and I manage his career all the time. I make sure he's going against the right people. But in Hit Squad Wrestling, I believe it was Rapid Fire Wrestling tonight, he faced a guy that looks like he just woke up from a long, dead sleep. And then on top of it, he had this Super Cena complex. I want to know from the promoter himself of Rapid Fire and Hit Squad Wrestling, what the hell are you putting in the water supply? And what kind of drugs do I need to be taking to compete on these guys' level? Because it isn't just my brother Mordecai wrestling for you. I wrestle for you as well. And if this is the way it's going to be on Hit Squad Wrestling, I'm fearing for my career here, folks. So are we going to see some mandatory drug testing going on? And
oh, yeah, definitely.
What the hell is that motherfucker on that I took? I can't even remember his name, but Mordecai was livid. And he came to the dressing room and asked me where the fuck I was during that match, and did you see what happened? And it's like, yes, bro, I was watching from the monitor back here. But quite frankly, I couldn't do anything about it because you, under strict orders, demanded that I stay in the locker room, do not interfere in the match. I couldn't even accompany him. And Mordecai was decimated by this Super Cena-like character.
And I found out, let me tell you something, Pete. I did drug test him after the match. And I found out that, yes, he was on freaking steroids. He was on steroids. This has been confirmed. He was on steroids. He was on HGH. And he smoked a little bit of marijuana before the match.
So, we've got some sandbagging going on in the locker room.
So as far as that, he will be suspended and maybe even fired.
Well, I got a different idea. I've got Mordecai back in the gym, training his ass off. He wants that motherfucker again.
Okay.
But he wants it in a Hell in a Cell match.
Hell in a Cell match, okay. That can be arranged.
And he wants to prove once and for all that he is the big dog, not just in Big Dog Wrestling, but in Hit Squad Wrestling and Rapid Fire as well.
And he will get that match. And guess what? It is going to be Hell in a Cell. And that match will take place at Bloodline on August 17th. At Bloodline.
That sounds like a good plan there, brother.
Mordecai versus Blade Crimson. If he fails a drug test before then, it will be for Blade Crimson's career in that Hell in a Cell.
Sounds mighty fine. I want my brother to end someone's career. I have no doubt about it that he could come through for me in the end. Now, back to a little bit of Big Dog Wrestling. You were our very first winner for the Big Dog Wrestling t-shirt.
Yep.
That is the t-shirt you chose. And I'm here to tell you, I was at my t-shirt guys today, He's the guy that does
Wash.
all the work for me. I do the designing. He puts it on shirts, puts it on vinyl, does the whole deal. And I want to tell you, brother, that T-shirt looks mighty fine. It's not done yet, but I seen the logo on vinyl. And brother, if you're disappointed, I don't know. I'm gonna be a little
I'm
bit
not
hurt.
gonna be disappointed. You don't have to worry.
Now
You don't have to
the
worry.
deal is, when it's done, I'm gonna bring it here to my home, my dungeon, and I'm gonna display it for all you Big Dog supporters out there. I'm gonna have it right here on Unleashed, and it's gonna be the unveiling of the very first Big Dog Wrestling T-shirt. Now, following that, I've got plans to create personalized T-shirts for many of you guys that are in Big Dog Wrestling. I'm working right now on the Vicious Vixens. I also want to work on Apex as well as Bullies of Destruction. And I'm going to be talking to you about the kind of design I'm looking for the Bullies of Destruction. It is, it's going to be smash mouth and in your face like it should. You know?
Right.
That's the style I want for the Bullies of Destruction. Apex is a couple of pretty boys putting on a tough act. Now, they've been conquering since their debut, but they're getting one of their own T-shirts as well. I want to see how everyone does at the pay-per-view this weekend. It's going to be off the hook. I want to thank Tyler Black very much for joining me. Now, is there anything that you want to address before I cut you off and call it the show?
That I want to address, I'm going to, like I said, what my focus is the Canadian title, and when if I do become champion, if I don't become champion, then my focus is straightly Crypto's court. If I don't become champion.
Now, Crypto made it very clear on his interview that I shouldn't say if, but when he goes to cash in his title opportunity, because he is king of Big Dog Wrestling, when he cashes it in, he's not looking for a singles competitor title. He's going for the tag gold. This is why I was kind of hoping that the Bullies of Destruction could rise above the Death Dealers. Now, I'm a fan of both of your guys' teams. I love the Death Dealers. I love their look, but I also like the Bullies of Destruction. But I was really hoping that the Bullies of Destruction could have pulled through for the #1 contendership, conquer the tag team champions, and then Crypto would have no choice but to go against the Bullies of Destruction in tag team competition. But we've lost that. So what happens?
Yep, we did.
What happens if, say, Tyler Black takes the Canadian title away from Buckshot, and we have an impromptu change of heart with Crypto, and he challenges you for the gold? He's beaten you twice now. You said it. He's undefeated against you.
Yep.
Can Tyler Black do the impossible and stop him at the third time at bat?
I believe third time's, that's why I've always believed in the saying, third time's a charm. And I think the third time's going to be a charm. Like I said, when I become champion, I will take on all comers. If you want some, come get some, because the beast is here, and he will be unleashed.
Thank you very much to Tyler Black. Tyler, I will be talking to you after the show. I hope you you had a good time here on Unleashed. And I have no doubt we will see you and hear from you in future episodes. I'm going to let you say goodnight to the fans here.
Adios to all my Beast fans and all you Bullies of Destruction fans. Good night. Peace out. See you all tomorrow night for Free For All on the Hit Squad Radio Wrestling. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. on the Tyler Black YouTube channel. See you all then.
And in the words of Tyler Black, that is just too sweet.
Sweet!
Hey, you take it easy, Tyler. I will be talking to you shortly. And we'll continue on with the show. So, you guys have heard from the entire faction known as Kindred. You've got to hear Tyler Black. Everyone's ready to go for this pay-per-view. Everybody is looking forward to it. Now, I would have liked to have some more guests on the show tonight, but like I said, this was all impromptu. This will be uploaded tomorrow at noon. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, supporting Pillar to Post, as well as Big Dog Wrestling. It is a lot of work, and I've got many hours ahead of me before I call it a night, because frankly, I've got so much going on this weekend for you people. If you can avert your eyes, I feel so sorry for what you're gonna miss. Have a good night, folks. Like I said, this is Pillar to Post. We're here in the dungeon of your favorite dungeon dweller. I am known as Pete Wall. Wrestler Unstoppable knows me as Mordecai. You guys are always off the hook, and look forward to a bloody weekend. Have a good night, folks. Catch you 6 p.m. starting Friday, and that is the beginning of Bloodsport, and we're going all weekend long. Have a good night, folks.